I mean, you see a lot of movies that are kind of like a window in one person part of their life. Kind of get that idea. This is literally a window into so many people's lives.
Well, it's a window into, I mean, the culture that they were surrounded by. Like one of the most interesting moments to me was when he's hiking with Ethan Hawke, his dad, and saying, you know, well, there are 3 big movies this summer: Tropic Thunder, The Dark Knight, Pineapple Express.
He was Iron Man. He was. I lost so much respect for the character at that point.
Well, and I was thinking, like, you know, like watching that, you know, like the minute he said that, you know, I recalled like what I was doing when those movies came out, and I think that's, I mean, the movies, like, if there's one thing that I appreciate unequivocally about it, it's that it is a time capsule, and that you like see these glimpses of, you know, what's happening in the world, whether it's in pop culture or in politics. Yeah, the music, you know,
politics.
The sister singing Britney Spears at the beginning, like, and made me weirdly nostalgic.
That's the weird part. That was the weird part of it, was seeing just like, oh my god, I remember that happening. I remember this year. I remember these things.
Well,
Britney Spears, Game Boy Advance,
the original Xbox,
first generation Halo, all this junk.
I think what I remember thinking back is that part with the stupid Britney Spears song. She's going all for it, and I was like, you know, in that moment, she meant every word of that.
Yeah.
Like, she was going for it. It's not like if someone else made this movie, like, did the same movie but used child actors, like, we really want you to commit to the song. She has no connection to it other than it's a song. I'm like, that's Richard Linklater's daughter, and, you know, she was like, she probably loved that song. So she went for it, and I mean, you're not going to get that doing a movie, this is 10 years, that was life. This movie literally is life happening.
Yeah.
And that's, actually, I kept expecting it, like, a dramatic, like, turn. Like, it's like, Grandpa gave him a gun. I was like, oh god, he's going to shoot someone with the gun.
It's like, no, he's not that movie.
He's not doing well with girls. Oh, he's probably gay. No, like, I kept expecting, like, some kind of, like, dramatic, like, reveal.
There's that moment where they're hanging out in the partially finished house when they're teenagers, and they're just breaking 2x4s.
Oh, they throw the saw.
There's like a saw blade embedded in this wood panel,
right?
And there's a kid standing right in front of it holding a 2x4. It's like, all right, break it with your foot, and you keep expecting something bad to happen.
It's terrible.
It's like, nope, this ain't that movie.
No, it's not.
This is life, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
And in a way like that, the lack of a dramatic turn is almost like the lack of a kind of like...
I think that's what elevates it.
Well, in a way, I think that's for me like what makes it more like interesting as a scholarly thing than as a movie like I would come back and watch year after year. Because like it's... You know, we were talking about this before about like, you know, like this versus like The Tree of Life, another story about, you know, a Texas boy coming of age, and that's such a movie lover's movie. You know, all these gorgeous, you know, shots,
imagery,
you know, music, and this is really Boyhood's really more like a docudrama. You know, like there's not like a lot to geek out over it, and I think that is maybe like what makes it hard, but also you know, special, because I mean it wouldn't be the same if it was, you know, poetic and, you know, beautiful to look at. It kind of had to be that more like low, like kind of a little like grimier, a little quieter, you know.
I really, and to kind of jump back, there's a happy moment in there. There's a few.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like the one where he goes to the university to see the university with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They spend that. He goes, this is gonna be our life. This is gonna be our life a year from now. And
there's the camping trip he takes with his dad.
That was a good. I know. I kept expecting Ethan Hawke to just end up being a terrible person, and that was cool. You see a transformation with all of these people.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the parts I felt really affected by was I liked after Patricia Arquette, she comes to get her kids because the guy she's married is an abusive alcoholic. She goes, "Come on, I'm taking you with me," and the kids are like, they're driving away. They're like, "Why couldn't we take them?" She goes, "They're not my kids. I'm your guardian. I call child services. That's all I can do." And she goes, "Will we ever see them again?" And that's actually a question I got asked a few times by the daughter, and you don't. see these people again.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I remember seeing people that just kind of come and go. Like there's the friends he's always hanging out with at one point, but then those change. He goes to a different school. I mean, I do remember I was like, this is how it happens. Sometimes you ask this question again, will I ever see this person again?
People fade, you know,
and they do.
The movie ends in life.
They fade, they go away, and you kind of just go on. I mean, you think back, you go, wow, I remember this moment, but it doesn't make it I don't know, it felt very real.
I think as a portrait of life, it worked very well. It's as if Linklater started with a very interesting novel idea, and he executed it brilliantly.
He carried through.
Commitment.
I mean,
From what I've
a
read, like
12-year project.
Yeah.
I'm
he
trying
wrote,
to
like-
committing to 2-year projects.
Same here, yeah.